My word voice commands activated. My word has been started. Palatino. Palatino created. My word voice commands stopped. My word has been stopped. A detailed professional report on Polly, My Word, and Voice Commander 2. Assistive writing, voice control, and cognitive support software. 1 Overview and purpose. Polly, My Word, and Voice Commander 2 together form a single assistive ecosystem, not 3 separate applications. Their purpose is precise and deliberate. To remove unnecessary barriers between a person's thoughts and their ability to read, write, edit, navigate, and manage documents independently. This system is not designed to replace literacy, learning, or effort. It exists to level the playing field for users whose neurological, cognitive, visual, or physical differences make conventional keyboard and mouse computing inefficient, exhausting, or inaccessible. The platform is particularly effective for users with dyslexia and language processing differences, dysgraphia and writing fatigue, ADHD and executive function challenges, visual stress and reading difficulties, physical impairments affecting fine motor control, acquired disabilities, stroke, injury, neurological illness. What distinguishes Polly from many assistive tools is that it does not impose a rigid workflow. Instead, it adapts to how real people think, hesitate, revise, explore, and correct themselves. 2 Polly, the core assistive intelligence. 2.1 Role and philosophy. Polly is not merely text-to-speech or speech-to-text. It functions as a listener, a reader, a navigator, a verbal confirmation system, a cognitive scaffold. Its design reflects lived experience with disability rather than abstract theory. Every spoken prompt, confirmation, and response exists for a reason. Certainty reduces cognitive load. For users with dyslexia, ADHD, or anxiety, uncertainty is exhausting. Spoken feedback such as document saved, font changed, or selected text color changed confirms that the system has correctly understood the user's intent. That feedback loop is foundational. 3 Why Polly's dialogues are a world-class first. Most software dialogues are designed for speed and visual efficiency, not for clarity, cognition, or accessibility. Polly's dialogues differ in one fundamental way. They are conversational, confirmatory, and cognitively supportive, not transactional. This is not cosmetic. It is architectural. 3.1 Traditional dialogues, the old model. Traditional dialogues are typically silent, visually dense, dependent on perfect reading and attention, error-focused rather than success-focused, lacking confirmation unless something goes wrong. For users with dyslexia, visual stress, ADHD, or anxiety, this results in cognitive overload, fear of making irreversible mistakes, dependence on others. 3.2 Polly dialogues, the new model. Polly dialogues. Speak to the user. Listen to the user. Confirm intent. Confirm success. Allow correction without penalty. An action becomes a guided interaction, not a risky transaction. That approach is rare in mainstream software, particularly in writing tools. 4 Talking dialogues, why voice changes everything. When Polly opens a dialogue, save, open, color, font, table, etc., 3 things occur. 4.1 Orientation. The user is told where they are. Save document dialog opened. 4.2 Guidance. The system explains what can be done, framing options as actions rather than UI elements. 4.3 Confirmation. Every major action is spoken back. Document saved successfully. This removes guesswork, visual double-checking, anxiety, and replaces it with certainty. Certainty is accessibility. 5. The color wheel dialog, inclusive design done properly. The color wheel dialog is one of Poly's quiet but significant breakthroughs. 5.1 Traditional color pickers. Most color pickers rely on fine visual discrimination. Use small gradients and sliders. Assume users can distinguish subtle hue changes. Provide no verbal context. For dyslexic users or users with visual stress, colors can appear to swim. Contrast differences are missed. Results feel unpredictable. 5.2 Poly's color wheel, what makes it different? Poly's color dialog is visually clean, spatially logical, verbally confirmed. Named colors matter. Instead of abstract color values, Poly identifies colors by name. Speaks the name when selected. Examples: crimson selected, gold applied. Names anchor perception, a critical support for dyslexia. Spoken confirmation of change. When a color is applied, selected text color changed to blue. This removes the need to scan text visually. Wonder if the action worked. Undo and retry unnecessarily. Reduced visual stress. The wheel avoids excessive sliders, overlapping UI Chrome, tiny numeric fields. It respects users who are sensitive to contrast, experience visual fatigue, need predictability over precision. 5.3 Why this is rare. Very few systems combine a color wheel, spoken feedback, text confirmation, error-free undo safety. That combination is exceptionally rare in writing software. 6. The table of elements and learning dialogues. The table of elements and similar reference dialogues reveal another core design philosophy. Reference tools should teach, not intimidate. 6.1 Traditional reference tools. Traditional reference tables are often dense, static, silent, built for memorization, not understanding. For many learners with disabilities, they are barriers. 6.2 Poly's approach. Poly transforms reference dialogues into exploratory spaces, audible learning tools, non-threatening environments, spoken identification. When an item is selected, Poly can speak its name, reinforce pronunciation, reduce reading pressure. This supports dyslexia, language processing differences, ESL learners, memory reinforcement. No penalty for exploration. Users can click freely, explore without being tested, learn by curiosity. There are no timers, penalties, or failure states. That psychological safety matters. 7. My Word, writing without friction. My Word is a writing environment designed specifically for users who struggle with spelling confidence, grammar anxiety, visual clutter, editing fatigue, fear of irreversible mistakes. It assumes
Yeah.
none of the things traditional word processors take for
How
granted.
long is so gonna be?
7.1 Talking, spelling and grammar. Instead of relying solely on visual markers, spelling issues can be spoken. Grammar suggestions can be read aloud. Corrections can be confirmed verbally. For dyslexic users, auditory processing often compensates where visual decoding fails. 7.2 Confidence through voice confirmation. Formatting changes are spoken aloud. Font changed to Tahoma. Font size set to 24. This removes doubt, builds confidence, and encourages persistence. 8 Voice Commander 2. Control without strain. Voice Commander 2 enables users to operate the system by voice, reducing reliance on fine motor control, precise mouse movement, complex menu navigation. This is essential for users with physical disabilities, fatigue, or tremors. 8.1 Voice commanded dialogues. Saving and opening documents becomes a guided conversation. Save document. Speak the file name. Hear confirmation of success. The system waits. It does not rush. 9 Why this works for disability support. Dyslexia. Shifts load from visual to auditory processing. Reduces reading fatigue. Improves spelling confidence. ADHD and executive function. Makes progress audible. Reduces context switching. Keeps users grounded in the task. Physical disabilities. Enables hands-free operation. Reduces pain and fatigue. Preserves independence. Independence is dignity. 10 Accessibility by design, not afterthought. Accessibility is embedded throughout. Proven, high legibility fonts. Minimal visual clutter. Predictable voice responses. Consistent dialogue behavior. This aligns with best practices for dyslexic users and avoids novelty solutions that do more harm than good. 11 Emotional and psychological impact. Poly does not judge. It does not shame. It does not rush. For users accustomed to correction anxiety and failure, the experience is different. The system has my back. That emotional safety changes outcomes. 12 Final professional assessment. Poly, My Word, and Voice Commander 2 represent a mature, experience-driven assistive platform. They are effective because they are built from lived disability experience. They reduce cognitive load at the most error-prone moments. They respect the user's intelligence. They make success audible, visible, and repeatable. The dialogues, color wheel, table of elements, and voice-commanded interactions are not extras. They are core accessibility infrastructure. And that is why Poly is not merely assistive software. It is assistive architecture.